People, Deluded, I'm back again. I'm here with a special guest. Panache, how you doing, man? How's everything?
I'm fine, thank you, man. Not too bad. How are you?
I'm good. Like we were speaking about off this, apart from being in lockdown and the weather being nice and having to stay inside, I'm good, man. My family's good. I've got my health. Hopefully the same can be said for you and yours, man.
Yeah, man, we're all good. Everyone's safe. Everyone's staying active, so yeah, we're not too bad.
What you been doing to just stay sane during this lockdown?
Just obviously been given runs by the club at Swansea, so I've just been doing runs and just chilling with the family because when I'm away, I don't get that much time with the family, so just embracing as much as I can.
In terms of runs, what runs is it like? 5K, hill runs? Just to paint a picture for people that don't know about that stuff.
Cool. What day? Monday. Today I would have done like a conditioning session, so like a little, maybe a box to box, and then finish with a few sprints. And then on a Tuesday, Wednesday, it'd be more like resistance, so long distance. And then Thursday, Friday, short and sharp. And then on a Saturday, probably be depending on what week it is, you probably do a long distance with a short at the end or a short with a long. And then on that Sunday, just a recovery day, active recovery. That's what I've been doing. Yeah.
Jam-packed, man. You're doing a lot of sprinting. The grind really doesn't stop. Obviously, there isn't too much you can do in terms of, I don't know, apart from doing kick-ups or whatever in your garden. Like, is there anything you've been doing to keep going technically or try work on things technically wise?
Like, what I do is, I've got this, I don't even know what it's called, but like I can wrap it around my chest. It's like a harness type thing. And I wrap it on the ball. So when I boot the ball, it comes back at me.
Okay.
So I use that so I'll probably ping it in the air and then it'll drop down. So just for my first touch and stuff. And then there's there's a net right near me. So I just use that for practice, shooting and that. So I've been using.
See, I like to hear that, man, because you're not letting, obviously it's sad to say the lockdown and whatnot, but you're not letting that stop your progress or stop you. Stuff, man. It really speaks volumes of your determination. How was the season going for you personally and collectively as a team before it got ended effectively, really?
For me personally, I'll say the start of the season is a bit probably when you're brand new surroundings, still trying to get used to it. So first start of the season, I probably won't get into the squad as much as I want it to be. And then second half of the season, I don't even know, after Christmas, to be honest, I don't even know what happened to me. I was on form, game after game I was performing, and then I cemented my spot in the team. So yeah, it's been good. Personally, it's been all right, but as a team, it hasn't been the best, because some of our players have been pushed up to 23s.
Okay.
So we've had to have 15, 16s play for us, and then the big clubs like Arsenal, Chelsea, and then it's just been we've been getting slapped week in, week out. But obviously it's experience, isn't it? So it's not too bad.
It's all a learning curve. Yeah. Speaking of learning curves, obviously, what's the jump from going under 16s to playing under 18s full time? What's shocking you? What's going through your head? Yeah, what's made you think, wow, I need to improve at this if I'm going to have any chance of hacking it at this level?
Do you know what it is? 16s, yeah. Obviously, you get the pressure of, I want to get a scholar, but it's more stress-free because there's no 3 points in the line. Do you know what I mean? It's not you're just more it's not mess around, but it's more express yourself type thing. So when you get to 18, then you realise, you actually have to win games to win titles and trophies and stuff. So you got to take it a bit more seriously. It's more serious and more faster thinking. Got to be a bit more turned on, switched on. So yeah, that's what it is really.
What from a tactical and physical aspect? What's the differences as well?
I'll say, obviously 18s, you get men boys that are men, some of them are hitting gym, you don't understand.
Thanks.
Yeah, some of them are big, but I think 18s they're more stronger, but I think 16s get more technically gifted players. Obviously, there's more gifted players in 18s, but I don't know what it is 16s because you get small players, so they're all good with the ball at their feet. So I think it's just mainly the strength that's more of a change in 18s football.
That makes sense. And there's some, I mean, intriguing answers. And it's interesting to hear you say that and think like that. You mentioned scholarships and the pressure of scholarships. Let me take you back to under 16s. What is that like, chasing the scholarship at a club? Because some friends are getting it, some are not. Every performance, yeah, I'm going to get it. No, I'm not. You know, you've got other voices in your head. Obviously, people forget about the schoolwork and that you still got to do that. Some people might even be thinking about college or some other things. What's going through your head at this moment during this part of your life, footballing career sort of thing?
For me, when I was 16s, I was at Derby. So I think start of 16s, I was like nervous to play football because, you know, you always wanted to impress every single game, every single training session. But then again, you've got GCSEs to think about as well. So it's about balancing it both. But for me, I try to like concentrate on my football when I was at football, but then when I was off football, with like mainly like schoolwork. Because I know a few people try to do it at the same time. That's where it gets confusing. Exactly. So like when you're at one place, focus on one place. When you're at other, focus on that. That's what I tried to do when I was at 16s.
That's a fantastic way of saying. You mentioned being at Derby. Most people wouldn't know that. Why did you, without going into details, why did you leave Derby?
Oh, like 16s, I didn't get offered a scholarship there.
Okay.
Didn't get offered a scholarship there, so I think it was like October time. I got told earlier than the rest. So it gave me opportunity to look elsewhere for clubs.
What did it feel like being told, like, nah, you're not getting a scholarship? Like, do you remember the day? Paint a picture for us, man.
So I finished a mock exam for school. And then I remember my mum drove me down, my mum and dad drove me down. And they just sat me down and said, listen, this season, it's probably been your best season, but however, all think about the future, because I think right now there's probably about 4 or 5 right backs at Derby. So they said to me, listen, you can get a scholarship here, but most likely you won't play. So it's better if you go elsewhere, not get a scholarship here. So for me, I was heartbroken, like, because I was there for about 4 or 5 years. Like, I made good friends, like best friends as well. Like, I still chat to them now. And then, yeah, like, I remember I walked out the room and like I broke down in tears because I was heartbroken.
Can't blame you.
Heartbroken.
How did you?
I was heartbroken, man.
How did you pull yourself back from that, man? Because it goes two ways. You can, as sad, I say life is sad, because as sad as you know, you can feel sorry for yourself, but the beauty of life and the saddest thing is it keeps spinning. Don't matter what happens to you, it keeps spinning. You could have felt sorry for yourself. Who knows where you'd be? But you obviously flipped up and said, you know what? It is what it is. It's bittersweet. We move forward. How did you pull yourself back from obviously shedding a tear and thinking we go again?
I think the next day, I didn't tell anyone about it. Like, I went to school, like nothing happened. I didn't tell anyone. Then I was like, you know what? I got home. Like, the first time I got home was like I did runs. I just did loads of runs, and I thought, listen, I'm gonna try to get my fitness up now. Try to get fitter. And then I thought to myself, nah, I can either go left or go right. So I said to myself, I'm gonna just work as hard as I possibly can, find a club, and then I said to myself, I'm not gonna start working till I get a club. That's what I said to myself. I didn't care how long it could probably take, a year or two. I wouldn't care as long as I'm working until I get a club. That's my mentality really, because I've always wanted to be a footballer. I wasn't just gonna give it up there and then. So I thought, keep working and working until I get a club.
Fantastic opinion and a fantastic mindset, man. Because in life, there's going to be ways where certain people, you might have a dream, certain people are going to say you can't do it. Like at a time, you know, the scholarship wasn't available and you stayed focused and stuff like that. And that's a fantastic outlook and things, man. How did this, before we get on to how you obviously ended up at Swansea, just because I think it's important to paint a picture. So now Derby, I've told you it's not happening. Did you spend the summer, you know, trialing at this club, trialing at that club, listening to what your agent could say, or was it a quick turnaround sort of thing?
It was like, I went and tried Exeter. They offered me a scholarship there.
Good place.
And then I went to, where else did I go? I went to Lincoln. They offered me a scholarship there as well. And then I went, who else did I go to? I was meant to go Leicester, but I couldn't go there. Don't know what happened. I think they bought a few other players, and so I couldn't go. And then at the time when I was still trialing, Derby still let me play games, so I can get watched by other clubs. So I remember we played a game against Man United, And then after that game, the manager goes to me and says, Swansea are looking at you as well. So I thought, that's another good option because, you know, where I live, it's not the best, like, in terms of, like, gangs and that. So I thought to myself, maybe if I go there, it could take me out of the, like, let's say the hood, I say, and try to go elsewhere. So I went there, and then they offered me a scholarship as well. So I just sat down with mum and dad, an agent, and we all just discussed it. I told them my reason why, because I wanted to basically get out of where I was. Because, like, here, it's either you drive and work or you get a train, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's the being a footballer, rapper, or these sort of ways. Yeah. Fully know what you're on about. But go on.
I just thought, I'm going to just try to go elsewhere and try, not start afresh like that, yeah.
What tipped it for you? Because obviously I could sit here and say, you know, Swansea are, out of all the teams you listed, they're in the highest league, so that could be it. But I very much doubt that just because they're the highest or the biggest was the reason for you going there. What tipped it for you to go Swansea as opposed to Lincoln, Exeter? Because these are all good establishments. Exeter for me in particular. So what was it? What tipped you?
I went there. I think I went on my trial. I went on my trial, and then our manager was talking to me about the first opportunities they give. And I think, I can't remember, when I trialled, there's about, I think more than half of their squad were academy graduates. In terms of, like, you know, Daniel James, Ollie McBurney. Yeah. Do you know someone called Benko Bango?
Yeah. The centre half.
Yeah. He was in and out of it. So I thought, like, if I can go there, put an impression, then I can get a chance of, you know, playing first team football at quite a young age or breaking into the first team. So I think that's what tipped it off for me.
That's a fantastic way of looking at it. And even now it's been backed up because obviously you've been there now for a while. Conor Gallagher come on loan, he's there. A couple players are breaking through. You got Bruce there. It's a fantastic place. What's it like off the field? Because again, I ask you this because, you know, we've spoken indirectly about through no circumstances of our own living in certain areas. I'm pretty sure where you live and where Swansea is two different places because a lot of the London lads have said it's quiet and stuff. That can be a gift and a curse. So what's it like going from the environment you want to escape to something complete polar opposite in Swansea?
You know what, like, to be fair, it's nice, but it's just quiet. Like, there's not much to do in terms of, like, chilling out with the boys and, like, going out with the lads. There's not much to do, but it keeps you grounded, you know what I mean? Because I know, like, let's say, for instance, I stayed here. I think back then, I was so easily persuaded, like, someone would be like, let's go, and I'd be like, let's go. But I think now, because I'm more grounded, it just makes me stay inside more, be a bit more sensible. So off the field, it's a nice place. Don't get me wrong, it's a nice place, quiet, and yeah, it's not even like that bad, to be honest. Like, when I'm old, I'll probably stay there, to be honest.
It sounds fantastic for a young player that just wants to focus on football, man.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. We spoke about, and I don't know, have you been on trial on top of the clubs that you've mentioned? You mentioned a few. Have you been on additional trials in your career, in addition to the ones you said for the Scholar?
No, it's just them ones.
All right, cool. So I want to ask you this. Obviously, you're going. I had a trial at Spurs, and obviously I'm not a professional footballer. But I remember I was a bit anxious. I was a bit nervous. I kind of psyched myself out. And obviously, you can put that to the side. But you chasing a scholarship now, was you thinking too much at these trials? Like, I need to put in a good impression. I want that scholarship. How does it feel? Did it feel a bit anxious, and did it affect your performances in any way?
Do you know what? I think when I was trialing, it was around GCSE time. So I'd think, like, I'll go trialing games. I get to a game and I'd be like, I need to play well. So this is gonna go wrong. This is gonna go wrong. So I remember I played a game at Lincoln, and I don't know. It was like I had an off day, like an off game. Like, I don't know why it was wrong. Like, nothing went well for me. My touch was poor. Like, I think I was just thinking too much about the game. Then I went to Exeter, and then I played a game against Forest Green, and then again I played well. So I just thought to myself, I just stay calm and relaxed, and then it'll be all good. I think you just stay calm and relaxed, not put too much pressure on yourself. You'll be all right.
And and why I like your story more, because your story shows resilience. It shows never giving up. Unfortunately, though, I'm pretty sure you've had friends that were like, you know, at Derby as long as you, doing the same thing you was doing, you know, keep yourself fit, going on trial. But it hasn't happened for them, sadly. Everybody's story is different. Everyone can make it at different periods. But what's it like seeing that? Like, what's it like seeing the real side of football? Is that you could be in the game at academy from 6, by 18, with all due respect to anybody, you could be stacking shelves somewhere for all you know, never playing this sport for anything more than 5-a-side. What's that like as a young player?
I think from when I see it, it's more like, because I know there's one of the lads at Derby. He was good. Like, he was good in terms of technically he was good, but he didn't get a scholar, and I think he just gave up, and he just gave up on football. So you look at it and think, oh, it's my dad.
Yeah, go on.
I think, yeah, like you get players that go off into they think, oh, I'm going to give up with football, and then you look at it and think, imagine if that was me. Like, what would I be doing now if it weren't me? Because I was playing football, and then I was playing football after I did my scholarship when I didn't get my scholarship at Derby. I thought, and I just had to keep working hard, and I need to get my scholarship elsewhere. Whereas my friend that didn't get one, he just gave up. So you just think it's like a wasted opportunity, like a wasted talent, because he was good. But I think you just have the right mindset to be a footballer.
You need that resilience, because it's not what you're going to have smooth times. And it's like everybody says, football's a game of opinions. Same as someone thought you wasn't, you know, you shouldn't be getting a scholarship here, you've got a scholarship elsewhere. And that's why you shouldn't never give up and stuff. But we've spoken a lot about, you know, you scholarship and all of these things. Where did the love for football start for you? Was it dad, so the brothers? Did you fall into it by accident? Where did the love for football come from?
My dad, my dad likes football. He supports Man United.
Oh, he's not got good taste then, man. Oh, man. I really thought he was going to say Arsenal there, man. Couldn't even lie.
Nah, my dad supports Man United. And then I think when I was younger, I just started playing football with him. And then it just started from there, when I was younger.
Did you ever play for a grassroots club?
I played for a team called Bourneville Warriors. And then that was I signed when I was 9. And then, it was when I was 9. I was there for about 3-4 years, I think.
Okay, so when did Derby pick you up?
And start off in the 13s, end of 12s.
Okay. Decent.
So I played a county game, and they picked me up from there.
Okay. Did you feel that you got scouted a bit late and stuff? Because I always hear people say that. No, I don't think it matters, but most people always say if you're not there nowadays, if you're not there at 7 years of age, 8 years of age, 9 when it's official, then it's already the odds are stacked. But you've clearly proved that wrong. I
think when I signed for them, I was the only one that signed at 12. So I think everyone else there signed at under 9s. They all had that technical jump in front of me. Do you know what I mean? That was more strong and fast, whereas they had all the technical ability in front of me. So I don't think it matters when you get picked up. I think it's just how you cope with it.
How do you bring yourself up to speed? Because obviously your levels, because they've signed you, but like you said, tactically, technically, because they're all in the groove of it, and you're obviously coming from county football, Sunday league football, you're to a degree raw with it. How did you adapt to that so quickly and to the point where you was obviously there for a couple of years?
I don't know. I think for me, because when I was there, it was more 13s, it was more pace, power. So then I think I used that, and then I got to 14, and I thought, that's not going to cut it anymore because players are starting to get big and stronger. So what I did is I had day release. So I get there in the morning, get there quite early, and then I'd set myself a little box, and then I'd just do little touches in the box and bang it off the wall, and then practice my first touch until I was able to recreate in a game.
That's good. Really, I apologize to all the fans listening, but I should have asked you this at the beginning. For the people that haven't watched you before, paint a picture for them as you like how you are as a player. What's your strengths, weaknesses? What position are you, etc.?
I play as a right back, so I'm more probably pace, strength, power. I like to attack, and I think decent 1v1 defending. More like I like a slide tackle basically. I like a tackle here and there.
My sort of right back. I was a right back as well, man. So I'm definitely intrigued to hear from this, man.
Yeah, I like 1v1s basically. Like if you want to take me on, take me on. It's not gonna work, but you can take me on.
I like the attitude. And weaknesses.
Weakness. I'm still thinking technical ability can be better. I want to be able to, I want my first touch to be able to take me on my stride. You know what I mean?
Set you up.
Because now I can get the ball and I can just stop it dead. Like that's not a problem. But I want to be able to touch the ball and into my stride so I can run onto it. That's what I want to be able to do. So technical ability at the minute, I'm still trying to work on that.
What's the most annoying things about being a right back, man? I have to ask a fellow right back this, man. Is it when people are not tracking? Because it's for me, it's when wingers weren't tracking back, man.
Yeah, we sometimes play 3-4-3, and our players are wing back.
Freedom, yeah, you got some freedom in that formation.
Our players are wing back, yeah, but then I forget that I have to track back as well. I forget, and then when I go to when we go 4-3-3, then I realise how annoying it is when your winger don't track back. Because so it's a 2v1, so I think it's just that. And people don't think it, yeah, but right backs do. They run a lot, you know.
Run a lot.
They run a lot. People say midfield this that, but try to play right back for a game, you won't. Nah, they can't hack it. I'm telling you, it's a lot of running.
It's a lot of running. What do you think as a right back, like? If you had to paint your ideal right back, what do you think is the most important aspects for a let's just say fullback? I'm not saying right back, but a fullback to have in their armory.
I'd say 1v1 defending and range of passing. I'd say because I think as a right back, you want to be able to. I think there's all different type of passes you have to have. You can one that goes around the defense. Over the top, so range of passing is important, I think, and just 1v1 defending. That's what I'd say. If you want to be like a good fullback, I think that'll be the two main attributes you need to have.
So talk to me about digs. I'm jumping forward back to Swansea now. Obviously, you come from living where you're living, you know, society-wise, culturally, food-wise, everything, and you've gone to Swansea and lived in digs. What's it like? What's it like living with the family? What's it like, you know, like I said, food you might get in your house now, or food your mum might have made, or that might be a favourite of yours. It might be hard to come by in Swansea or at that particular family or wherever you are. So what's it like being in digs?
The digs I'm in, right? When I was at Derby, me and my friend, we didn't get a scholar at Derby, but we're both signed for Swansea. So we're in the digs together. So it's not too bad, me and him, it's all right. But the Diggs family, they're good. Like, they've got a bit of freedom. Like, we're all good with the family. They've got kids, obviously. So, like, they've got a kid that's like 12, 13. So, yeah, we just kick ball with him, play Xbox with him. So it's all good. In terms of food-wise, like, when I go home, I get mum's cooking. I bring it back. Mum's cooking's good. Like, I just need it all the time. Mum's cooking's good.
Do you ever get homesick in that? Because, I mean, it must be tough forget being a footballer for a sec, as a young man, there must be times you're like, oh, man, you know, I miss my mum, I miss my siblings. You know, it might be your sibling graduating from uni, you can't go, or, you know, all these sort of things, family, life, let's say life events that happen. How tough is it to, not because you want to miss them, but you have to miss family and miss events sort of thing for the long term?
Yeah. My parents are from Zimbabwe, yeah. So they go to Zimbabwe every summer holiday.
Yeah.
So I can't go because of pre-season.
Oh, man.
So I've missed it for the past 4 or 5 years now.
So
I haven't been able to go back home. So that part's like, it's a bit like, that you just have to get on with it. But in terms of missing family, I speak to them every day, so I miss them every day. But then I think, to be fair, when I first moved there, I was a bit like, oh, it's about time, man. Like, I moved away from home, like, I'm happy, I'm gassed. But then, like, a month later, you think, like, it hits you deep, like, yeah, like, I miss my mom, my dad, my brother and sister. Like, I'm used to seeing his face every single day to not seeing him, like, ever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a bit like, it's a bit, in a way, it's like you're growing up mature, you're like starting to live on your own and stuff. But then again, it's more like, you're missing family. So it's a bit of both, like it's mixed feelings.
Did you set any targets at the start of this season?
My targets were to cement my spot in the team, in the 18 squad, try to get involvement with the 23s, whether it's training or game, and try to win a trophy, like a trophy for the season.
And in relation to hitting those targets, what was the outcome so far?
Well, for the cement my spot in the team, I managed to do it like second half of the season. So yeah, 23s training. I managed to train with 23s like twice, I think. Yeah, twice. And then the trophy one. Yeah, I won a trophy this season. So hopefully next season.
I mean, it's nice. Obviously, it's not nice to not know that you didn't pass the target, but in further, that's a collective one, the trophy one. Like you can't do it alone. In relation to the singular ones that you are responsible for, you've hit them, sort of thing. What was it like training with the 23s?
Yeah, it's a massive jump. Like some of the players there, and they're a joke. Like there's a player called Jordan Garrick. He is quick. Like he's a winger as well. So I'm up against him most training sessions. It's long for me. I'm not gonna lie. He's good. There's a player called Jack Evans. His technical ability is a joke. Like he's like, imagine Pirlo and like Lampard like mixed together. Like just one player. That he's just too good. And then there's a player called Tiv. He's a second-year scholar, but he's permanent 23s. He's a joke as well. Like all of them are just ballers, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie.
Ballers.
No ballers.
Sounds it. Is there any players you look at? Obviously, you're a right back, so naturally you're a test of a right. Is there any right backs you look at and think, I want to be like you, or you find yourself, taking parts of his game and wanting to add it to your sort of thing?
Wan-Bissaka. He's my favourite player. He's like, I think it's just his 1v1 defending. Like no one gets past him. Like you can get past him, but you won't get an end product because he'll tackle you. Do you know what I mean? So like I like the way he's always hungry. Like keep going and going and going. I think him off the ball, Wan-Bissaka, on the ball, probably like Kyle Walker or Trent, because Kyle Walker's fast and like he's good building up play, and Trent, his delivery is a joke. Like this guy can cross the ball for fun.
Quality. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Hey, finally, I mean, as much as I've enjoyed this talk, we're at my final question now. What do you think is the most important? I can kind of guess what you're going to say, but what do you feel is the most important aspect for a young player aspiring to be a professional footballer that they need to have? Like, is it technical? Is it something mental? Is it resilience? What is it? What would it be for you?
For me, I think it's just patience. Like I would say patience and belief. Like, because you can be a footballer, yeah. I think you can be as good as, I don't know, anyone, but if you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to go far. You need to be patient as well, because I know you get players that are good, but they want it too quick. Do you know what I mean? I think they just need to give them time to like settle in, and then let your football do its own thing. Because I know a few players that obviously there's good players, right? But I think they want it too early. So if you stay patient and just believe in yourself, it will come on its own. Like it's natural. Do you know what I mean?
All in God's
nothing needs to be forced. Yeah, nothing needs to be forced.
Let me ask you this. I know I said that's my final question, but you kind of answered this. How do you deal with it? As you get older, obviously, you have to deal with opinions. Like, I'm sure, let's say you're under 9s, manager hasn't started you. You can have a little, lash out and things, and it ain't nothing. But you can't be doing that under 18s, even if you believe you should be playing. And every footballer believes they should be playing. Like you said, first half of the season, you weren't starting, or you didn't cement your position. Even, did you believe you should have, or you should have been starting over him? I think you did. But how do you deal with opinions, like, sort of thing, like dealing with it, knowing that it's out of your control and all you can do is work hard in training, sort of thing?
That for me, when I went starting, like I'd have words. I'd like to speak to the manager and that, and then I'd say what do I say? They'd be like, "Oh, you need to work hard and stuff." But I knew I was working hard already, so I think it's more like, for me, I just kept quiet and just did the work on the pitch. So then they realised that, oh, maybe he's being serious about this and that. So for me, I just keep quiet, improve yourself, and then once you get your opportunity, show them. That's what I do.
That's a fantastic way of answering that, my guy. And it's been fantastic speaking with you. So I'd like to say thank you on behalf of myself and everyone for giving me your time, my guy. It's been lovely speaking with you.
Yeah, thank you very much, man. I enjoyed it, man. It's very good. I liked it a lot.
It's been lovely, man. Take care of yourself.
And you.